From California State University, San Bernardino, it's Local Matters.
Music producers and art zines. Hello, I'm Dustin Alexander, and welcome to Local Matters, featuring stories from across the Inland Empire.
And I'm Andrew Curio. The way music producers bring magic to music is usually hidden behind a finished track. Reporter Ezhane'a Jackson meets with a local music producer to learn more from the people creating music.
Music's a universal language. Musicians and producers try to make it every day. The Inland Empire is no exception.
I started producing about 6 years ago, I would say, 7 years ago. I started off early on when I was a youngin', a little baby playing drums. I played the bucket drums in elementary school, and so I was always really interested in that, the loudness of it and the way that you feel it in your chest. And so like that translated into later on me with beats. That was just kind of a natural progression for me because I just like the drums and all the types of sounds and how that hits. Producers really don't get enough credit. Now you're starting to see a bigger resurgence in hip hop, at least, with like more prevalence of beat tags, and so you kind of more aware of producers. But if you were to look at an album, you probably couldn't tell who produced every one of those songs. Producers are basically just the backbone of the music industry. They create the full sound behind a track. They inspire a lot of artists to make a certain type of beat. Producers are really just the people behind the scenes making the magic happen. You might not think about them a lot, but they're really the ones that are making the track. Right now, I'm working on a band called Juice Club. EP later this year, so check that out. I also have a few projects with some rappers coming out.
For every great hit, there's a great producer. For Local Matters, I'm Ezhane'a Jackson.
A local nonprofit art collective has turned to creating zines with poetry and art and distributing them to the community. Reporter David Williams discovers what inspired them to share their work with the Inland Empire.
A local nonprofit art collective has turned to making zines to offer a platform for creatives.
Zines House is a nonprofit art collective and publishing house, and our goal is to give a platform by which artists can find an audience. A zine is short for magazine, and it's usually a smaller publication and usually handmade as well. The submissions are mainly how we get the source for our zines. People can submit their stuff to our email. We accept anything that can be printed in black and white. And in the near future, we're hoping to have a website where you can submit to.
The beginning process is getting people's pieces into the computer, and then after that it's just printing, cutting up the paper with paper cutters, and then we put them together, fold it up the order that's been planned out, and we stitch them actually. We use yarn or thread and stitch the books individually, and everything is made by hand. Everything is produced in-house. This is Sage's room that we've turned into a small workshop of sorts.
So far, we only have our zines under production. The Zines House has started to make some merch. We've silk screened some t-shirts, we have lighters and water bottles, but those have mostly been just for us so far. Our zines are largely distributed just by leaving them in public places for bystanders to just stumble upon and take. Other than that, it's mainly word of mouth.
If you're a local creative seeking a platform that will publish your poetry or art, then this nonprofit collective may be the one for you. For Local Matters, I'm David Williams.
To keep updated on what Local Matters is doing, follow our social media.
To watch some of our other stories, head on over to our YouTube channel at Local Matters CSUSB. I'm Andrew Curio.
And I'm Dustin Alexander. Join us next time for more local stories that matter.